What's up, guys? We're Big Time Rush.
We just did an epic interview with our boy right here, Zach saying,
yes, please listen, and we hope to see you guys on tour this summer for the Forever Tour.
And check out our new song, Fall, out now.
Hello, beautiful human. My name is Zach, that is Dan. And we have here Big Time Rush!
That's right.
Here we go.
I really genuinely think the last time I talked to all of you as a group was probably in the year 2012, I think. And I think it was an interview that we did at the TRL Studios. I'm going to put a photo up on the screen.
wow, thank you. I feel very old.
No, I mean,
With
No, it's a
TRL
while ago.
reference and 2012. Just throw that out there like that was casually, not 10 years ago.
bro, I feel old all the time. I really do. And every day in my life, I'm reminded, like, one of the best and worst things a human being can say to me when they come and I'm out on the streets, like I am 1,000 times a day. They go, I've been listening to you since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
How old are you?
I'm like, how old are you?
We get, you're my childhood, bro.
What's worse is
you were my child.
You were my childhood.
What about
Okay,
not
so you're not
anymore?
coming to our tour this summer, or you are? I'm confused.
I used to love you guys.
Yeah.
Or you used to be my favorite. I'm like, what changed, bro?
But, like, think about it.
Your mustache.
But you guys
for a purpose.
Yeah.
you did go on a hiatus, and the truth is, like, when you announced these shows in the amount that you did, which was only a couple, right? Like, it was New York, Chicago,
Yeah,
and
And then a couple Jingle Balls, like
Yes.
4 shows.
I was getting calls from people begging me to try to get them tickets because they couldn't get them. They sold out too quickly.
Yeah, us too. I changed my number.
Yeah.
Kidding, but
Are you surprised by that, or were you expecting it?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we were surprised. Because you don't want to have any expectations with this kind of stuff. I feel like in music, you want to go in and just be excited and then be pleasantly surprised when something, at least that's me.
Well, that was the purpose of those shows in the winter. It was, hey, listen, we have all these dreams and plans, but is this thing gonna work?
Yeah, let's get a gauge.
Like, is it
Yeah.
gonna work? So we put these, smaller shows up, and the fact that they sold out that quickly made us go, okay, maybe this is gonna, maybe it's gonna work.
And I won't lie, the Jingle Ball one, whenever me and Kendall were on, because we were on each other's, sides, whenever they started chanting, I was like, that feels good.
Yeah,
that's a good moment.
It's crazy.
That's how you know, this is something.
Why didn't this happen sooner? Because the dates around everything, like, the show ends in 2013, the hiatus begins 2014, we're in 2022 now. I in one breath, I feel like you waited the right amount of time.
Right.
But at the same time, I do wonder, like, did you think about doing this sooner?
Of course.
Well, we had plans in 2019, and then
something
that's
happened. I
right.
can't quite recall what it was. But truthfully, I
Forgot.
really believe everything happens for a reason. First off, we really needed to go and explore our own individual artistry, whether it's music or acting. Like, we went off and did a bunch of our own projects, which fulfilled us. It made us more confident in who we are. We all became, truthfully, more stronger singers. So then we did start the conversation like, hey, it'd be fun to do this again. And the timing had to line up with our schedules. And then that was in 2019. All of us were free and excited about it. And, we started writing music, truthfully. So the silver lining of taking those 2 years was we had good music, but we really found our new voice and our new sound. And so once we finally were able to go out and start releasing music and playing shows again, we're in such a good place now.
Let's be honest, it took us a minute.
It took us a year and a half.
Well, we started doing Zoom sessions.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never want to do another Zoom.
I had
session
another
in my
kid.
life.
I just kept popping out kids, and they were like, bro,
You
are we gonna do this?
Hawaii.
I moved to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all knew that this was gonna happen one day, but it was almost like, hey guys, I'm ready. Are you ready? Logan wasn't ready. Hey guys, I'm ready. Are you ready? He's not ready. Hey guys, I'm ready.
I was always ready.
I'm ready.
Hold on.
I certainly wasn't.
Let's not use that as an example. I've always been ready. Yeah. I've had a lot of conversations with these guys, and it was like, man, I just don't think it's gonna work. And I was like, all right.
Or man, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Was there someone who was the most hesitant to get it back together?
I mean, I straight up needed a break for a while. I won't lie about
It was
it.
probably me though.
I will say though, I only really started mentioning it around maybe 2017, 2018.
Okay.
Because I figured that everyone, I mean, even myself included, I had a lot of stuff. But then around those years, it was like, maybe we should, I don't know, talk about it a little bit. And then
The timing worked out.
Hold on. And you know what? Respectfully, it was hard. I mean, think about this. we have this brand was I'm not gonna say $1 billion brand, but it was a multi-million-dollar brand that was not owned by us.
Anywhere from 1 to 100.
Yeah. but
But it was saying it was $1 billion brand.
But fine.
It's $1 trillion.
But
We're working towards quadrillion-dollar brands right now.
but hold on, it wasn't owned by
Yes,
us.
and that's what
So-
I kept wondering.
So
like,
there's no way for us to be like, we're doing this.
Yes.
It's way more complicated.
Yeah.
even to get access to the Instagram account to post that initial
Oh my
message, wishing everyone the best during COVID, I was like, how?
Well, do you
Because-
really want to know?
Yeah, dude. Well, because I know.
Well, we had a dream.
Yeah.
We had a dream of, hey, how can we own the brand, do it our way, and with the support and blessing, of course, of the attorneys of Viacom and Sony Columbia, we now operate on our own as a band.
So
And
So here's the Instagram story, though, which is kind of funny. There wasn't
yeah.
a Big Time Rush Instagram.
there's a fan account.
There was at Big Time Rush, which was ran by these two lovely fans who really did a great job for a long time of posting pictures of us and kind of keeping us
Oh.
going.
And thank you to them.
And thank you to them.
Also, I'm
Thank
pretty
you
sure
to
we
them.
owe them tickets. We should follow.
They have lifetime tickets.
They
That's
actually,
like
they
that's
actually
what
wrote
we
me
owe
this morning and they said, so what do we get? I'm not even kidding you. I saw it, I
No
was
way.
like, oh my gosh.
Well, no, they get hooked up. They get hooked up. So and that one of the requirements was that they were the first two people that we followed. But anyway, they kept it, and we talked about how we were going to do it. And it was like, I'll just reach out to them, and make it more personal. And I was like, whatever you guys need, thank you so much. And at the time, we didn't announce anything, so it was sort of like we just want to keep the legacy going. I didn't want to say, well, we're announcing that we're back.
Yeah, that's why they see those tour posters. They're like, so
They're like, we should have charged
Whoa.
them a lot more.
yeah.
And they were kind enough, and they said, look, just follow us and hook us up. I was like, you guys have lifetime tickets, whatever, whenever you need it. And that's the story. Nickelodeon or Sony didn't have the Instagram. The Spotify had been hacked by some
Yeah.
kid named Luigi who we thought about hiring for marketing
He crushed it. Luigi was crushing
because
it.
he was doing a really good job.
Shout
He
out
was
to
taking
Luigi.
random songs.
I don't know where he is.
blowing
He's
them up on our
somewhere in
page.
Peru or something, and he was marketing his own music on the Big Time Rush stage.
what?
Yes, dude.
So they literally just let your stuff collect dust to the point where people
Right.
just like it was
Right.
like finders keepers.
And then hold on.
I
And then
think so.
and then when we said we wanted it, they were like, oh, what do you mean you want it? We're like, wait, hold on. You guys,
Like,
we
I mean, they
didn't
totally
about this.
forgot about
Yes.
The Twitter
Well,
had
but
been
that
hacked
was a
as well.
blessing for us,
Yes.
The fact that they did, we were able to come in and figure that deal out.
Right.
So like I know because we work for the same people that you there's so much to discuss here. Like you worked with some of the biggest egos that I've ever still to this day.
No comment.
10 years
No
later,
comment. Thank
I'll
you
make
for
every
your
comment.
comment.
I'll make every comment.
Oh, here we go. This is my show.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
No, but really,
They're all really lovely people. Yes.
yeah.
I don't think we have to say that anymore.
I'm pretty sure we did. Let me think back to the contract. I'm pretty sure we have to be
No
honest.
way. Yeah, sure.
All I'm saying is you navigated some of the craziest waters that I've ever witnessed in my life, truly. And I had to deal with a microcosm of it. So the thought of you dealing with it on the biggest scale that you were dealing with it on is crazy.
Why do you think we took an
process.
8-year hiatus?
I get it.
We all got scurvy in the
First
process.
question.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. Real truth. Like you joke about scurvy and the lack of like fruit and needed, but sometimes you work for these people over there and they don't feed you. You keep going and you keep moving.
When they make you
It's-
feel bad for asking.
Oh,
sometimes.
yes.
Not all of them. We had some really wonderful people, truthfully. But yeah, that's the strange part about certain sets that you go on and it's like, hey, you got a huge budget for this, but like you don't have water available for the crew. Like, oh, we ran out. So is anybody getting some water? It's 100 degrees out. Just like silly little things.
I'll
but-
tell you the briefest story, and we'll probably even edit it out. I was doing Kids' Choice Awards 2012, easily the biggest Kids' Choice Awards they've had in probably since.
Ever since.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't mean to be an asshole. It was like Will Smith hosted, Michelle Obama showed up, Taylor Swift was there, Katy Perry, One Direction, and again Michelle
Big Time Rush.
Obama, Big Time Rush.
Were
I
we
mean,
there?
you were in attendance, 2012.
I'm
Yes,
pretty sure.
Yeah, you were.
It's like you sat in the back. It's fine.
That was
We showed up.
No,
No,
you
that
guys
was the
have
year.
won something.
So we
Infantry
won.
won their first blimp that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
We won Best Group 2011, I think,
Got
and
it.
then 1D got Best Group 2012.
I know.
Ours was in Argentina, but
Well, it still counts.
but you know,
It
Well,
still counts.
you
It's
have
just a
like
testament to our
9 Kids'
fans.
Choice Awards, and at least one of them's from the
It's a
U.S.
testament
No, wait,
to our
which
fans around the
one
world.
was from the U.S.?
Best music group.
We got one from the
We got
U.S.
one. We got one.
Dude,
baby.
I've been giving those blimps out. Like, literally, people
Like,
come over and they're
you
like,
want a
this is
blimp?
so sick. And I'm like,
Take it.
you can have it. The kid's like, no way.
Wait,
I'm like,
you
I
keep
got
them-
like 8 of them.
You give them away?
Well, yeah, I mean, to like, special people, like not like just anybody who comes over.
Yeah.
But
We
yes,
had so many where
Not
you
the
did
Amazon delivery guy.
I'm giving them away.
He catches a clip. Hey, I know that.
What a flex!
Yeah.
I have so many awards. I give them away. They're cluttering my office.
Hey, but-
It's obnoxious.
Hey, but you know what? Hold on. Speaking about Kids' Choice, most people don't understand what that, like, as a kid, that blimp was everything. I wanted that blimp so badly.
Yeah.
And it's a kaleidoscope if you look at it.
Yeah.
I gotta hear the story. 2012.
I was working Kids' Choice Awards. I was there like 2 weeks pre-show, 2 weeks after, and I was doing all of the pre-stuff, like Nick.com, all the interstitials. And the biggest boss at the network would see me around. And by day 2, she comes up to me with a bag from Chick-fil-A and she goes, "You haven't eaten in 2 days. I can tell. You need to eat this."
Yeah, there were some sweethearts. She was
Yeah.
one of them.
She was a real one.
Yeah.
She was.
And
She was a real one, for sure.
she was awesome. And I don't know, it was just funny. The whole thing, what do you learn from your time at, like, we'll get to that.
Did you enjoy your time with Nickelodeon?
Yeah, we had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
I mean, it made us who we are now.
That's the thing. It wasn't without its problems and its struggles like anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have a day off for years at a time.
What the hell's
Dioff.
that?
What's a
Joe,
dioff?
you know what a dioff is. But truthfully, it was the best training you could ever have.
Yeah,
you know, in
that
terms
is
of
true.
It's prepared us now. We're putting on an entire show. We're filming movies simultaneously, doing our own projects. It doesn't feel like that much work because we were so, trained and worked in this capacity
We
environment.
got to work with some of the the coolest people in the world.
Come on, work with
And
Snoop
now we
Dogg,
kind of know what
Russell
we
Brand.
don't want to have happen, so that kind of helps as
Look,
well. We know exactly how we want this to run.
And we paid our dues.
Yeah,
Like,
Totally.
Yeah.
everyone's got to do it somehow, and to me, that was the best way to do it. Sure, like, it was rough, but, you think about it, when we, like, all signed up for the show, they give you a contract, and even though it's really not the best contract, they're like, there are thousands of other kids who want to do this.
There are.
Do you want this or not?
Yeah, they tell you that.
Yeah, they tell you that.
Yeah.
And you literally have to go, you know what? Yep. And that's what you sign up for.
and we're
Yeah,
also
who am
here
I to-
made
who am I
it-
to
Yeah,
fight.
and we're still paying our dues to our record label. Technically.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, right? Is like, do you have to go through, because the truth is, like, you were cast in these roles.
Right.
This was not a band that was organically formed. You didn't know each other previous to. I mean, I'm assuming you each went into different audition rooms all over the country or sent in tapes
Yeah.
and
Right.
stood on different stars on a floor and looked into a camera and read sides or whatever.
Karl
They-
Marx.
Honestly, it brings back a lot. That's so, auditioning, at least at that time for me, was so traumatic, and like
You had to be.
just because it made me so nervous. And I remember being with these guys, and they were already together, and we had our final audition, and I was sweating to like the max, nervous. And Logan, like, we're doing our scene, and he pats me on the back for the scene, and he goes,
I was like, that was disgusting. I was like, good luck, buddy. You're gonna need it.
we had already, so we had gotten the part
Yeah.
already.
So explain to me the process. Like, the three of you get cast first and then you're the last
So
one?
it was a 2-year audition process where we did thousands of kids were flown in, or not be at that point they narrowed it down to maybe 50 or 100 kids flown into LA. You had to sing, dance,
I mean, my
act.
first audition was in Texas.
My first was in LA. I think the first one they had.
Yeah.
So Logan and I basically were in the first screen test. There was another screen test.
Yeah.
I think the
And
third one.
And then I sent a tape in
from
from Florida, and then I got called. They flew me to LA. I did like 2 auditions, then did a screen test with these guys, and it was awesome because I was the only like ethnic guy in there. It was like me and a bunch of white kids, and I was like, it was either really good or I'm just like the wild
this is
card.
either gonna work in my favor
Yeah.
or not.
So then after that screen test, they actually chose 4 of us, not Kendall, and we shot a pilot.
Yeah, we shot
Without
like a
him.
$1 million+
Wait.
pilot with 3 of us and someone else who we shall not name.
Wait,
No, he's a
But
good
he's
guy.
great.
He's
a
very
great guy.
talented.
is he
Kurt.
still around?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's,
Broadway
he's a
guys,
huge
yeah,
on Broadway.
yeah.
Kurt
Kurt
Hansen.
Oh,
I feel bad
wow.
that people would be like, oh. he's
Shout
so
out
good.
Kurt.
Well, people know that. We've said it
people
before.
know that.
But then
He's a good guy.
So we shoot that, and then
And we think we have a show. We think
Yeah.
like, man, this is obviously gonna go, and they're like,
a year later,
I think we're gonna recast again.
but they didn't tell us who they were going to recast. So the whole summer we're calling each other, hey, have you heard? Hey, have you heard? No, nothing. Oh, dude, is it me? Is it you? Is it you?
Oh, that's terrifying.
And it was the main guy. Yeah.
Kurt. I had other friends audition
Surprise.
for the next coming of whatever
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was.
Really?
Yeah, and so I had met Kendall at a house party before, and you had been playing guitar. We were kind of jamming, singing, and
It
I
was
knew you from that.
Maroon 5.
It was Maroon 5.
We were playing Maroon 5. He jumped in, started singing. I'm like, ooh, he's got a nice voice. Who's this guy? He started doing harmonies and stuff.
I'm in the band.
I mean,
And then I had my like I had a series of auditions. In fact, I auditioned for the one that you guys ended up doing the pilot for, but I didn't get it. And then I came back for when they recasted and had another audition. My hand was broken. I was like in a cast.
Oh, I
I'm
remember
like
that.
singing Fall Out Boy. Shout out to that
He
time.
was sweating.
Sweating
it
a
was
lot.
just a mess.
But then when they
Mess.
brought him, so they flew us all to LA, us three, for a screen test. And when he came in the room, we knew. Like he left and we looked at Scott and like all the producers. We were like, that's the guy, 100%. Big mistake.
Worst choice you've ever made.
Did you sense anything during the first pilot that the group that exists in that moment maybe wouldn't be?
I think we were so green we didn't know.
Yeah, I think it was hard to tell. I think everybody was just so excited to be there, truthfully.
We were trying to get our
but
bearings too.
I will say the four of us just meshed so well.
Yeah.
And, there could have been some other combinations, maybe, but between the way we sing together, the way that we hang out, it's like this just works in a really, really organic way.
Kendall was an easy target to make fun of. We just thought it was
Still
just
is.
a person. That
Yeah, but hold on.
needs to be in the band.
We shot a first episode, literally almost identical to the first one.
There were a
With
couple
Kendall.
changes.
So
yeah.
that's what I was wondering.
It was so weird.
Yeah, so we
Don't
shot a
reshoot that
whole
episode.
new episode. This almost the same exact thing, but with
Same
him.
opening shot with the crane and the snow.
It's weird to think of Big Time Rush without you.
Right.
Thank you.
Like, it's not even possible.
Listen, I'll send you a video. The original pilot's out there.
Is it out there?
Yeah, it's somewhere. On
That's-
YouTube, you can look it up.
Really?
Yeah, somebody leaked it.
Wow.
Probably Glickman.
I'd like
Hold
to-
on.
Where's
Fun
that
fact:
out?
Glickman wasn't the original Gustavo.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the person it was on Stranger Things. The guy who always yells. I don't want to ruin any spoilers for the.
Wait, is it in the
new
newest
one?
season?
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Wait, the
Well,
guy,
no, he's the
the guy who
one
translates the Russian and stuff?
exactly.
Oh,
and
I
And
forgot.
he helps out with
That
another
was
writer. Yeah.
I mean, he's done a lot of stuff.
I know, but I mean that's.
Do we
that's
know-
what we know him from?
Do we
like,
know who this is?
I forgot his
I-
name. I
but-
forgot his name, but that was the original.
We're doing.
Wait, that's crazy.
So we're
Yeah.
doing the final table read at Paramount Studios, and he comes in, whatever, and the way that he delivered everything was just it wasn't right.
It was great. It's how he delivers on the show
Right.
now, but I
It
mean,
just wasn't right
didn't
for
quite work.
this, and
More mean.
they literally
Yeah.
recast him after the table read.
Was
we were
it
like,
Brett Gelman?
Yes, Brett.
Gilman.
Dude, no way. I'm watching Stranger
We're
Things
giving him
right
a
now.
lot
Shout
of
out
little
to Brett.
tidbits here.
Brett, you're crushing it.
I know he's great.
But by the way,
Really
that is a
great
common
this
thing where you do a table read and it doesn't work. They
He got
will-
replaced on the spot.
on the spot.
And it was crazy. They showed us the tape like a day later. It's like, check out this guy. And I happened to used to be like family friends with Stephen Glickman's family. We'd have high holiday Jewish dinners together. So I was like, no
Again,
way.
Big mistake.
What? That one, that was
And honestly, it worked perfectly for the
He's
show.
the best.
Yeah,
he really is.
Glickman's the
He's
Fun
best.
fact, Glickman still posts about Big Time Rush more than Big Time
Oh,
Rush.
talking about someone who's milk this role.
Yeah.
We'll milk it probably until his end. I mean, he has a whole
Good
new
for him. I
career
do have
off
to
of
say
it.
though,
Hold
if you
on.
haven't seen him do stand up,
He's
he
hilarious.
is a funny,
He's so funny.
freaking dude.
And honestly, he's the sweetest guy.
And
He's
a
and
really nice
the thing that I'm most
Lots of
impressed
love.
with is how creative he is. He's a true hustler, and I've seen how he's like. First of all, he's used Big Time Rush to the max, as he should, as we all should. I mean, it's our project, but he's also just been so creative in his career, and he's amazing at stand up. And he's been a lot of great voiceovers. Like, what was the voice?
Storks.
Storks.
He's hilarious.
He was Pigeon Toady.
I want to do him
In Storks.
Actually, for the December shows, he announced one of our shows.
Oh,
He
yeah.
came out
So
as
you should have
Gustavo.
announced, obviously.
We
But
should
Yeah.
talk about that one.
We literally were like, hey, any chance you're in New York City? And he's like, oh, well, I happen to have 2 tickets and be outside right now.
He bought.
I swear to
You had to
God.
buy tickets?
He bought tickets before they
Before
were
they were
available.
on sale, he bought fake tickets.
Shut up.
I'm like,
For
Steven,
$400
you can just
a piece.
ask us for tickets,
it's fine.
bro.
It's coming. It's fine.
$400.
He goes, I already got tickets. I was like, well, they're not on sale. I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, well, I got them from this reputable website. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was called reputablettickets.com. It was spelled incorrectly.
Reputable tickets.
We love him. He's a great guy.
Love you,
There's,
Steven.
there's a family here, obviously amongst the 4 of you, but it's larger. There's there's tangible.
It's getting
pieces.
larger. You said 3 kids, one
But there are pieces to the Big Time Rush universe. Is there a want to bring this show back? And I've honestly heard rumors that have not emanated from any of you. That
Are you
they're-
sure they didn't emanate from Kendall?
I swear,
Yeah.
I swear, I've heard rumors from other people that the show could be coming back
Like,
to Netflix.
It would have to be the right show and the right time. Like, I don't think that I could go back to doing that.
Yeah, no, it would have to
You
be
don't
a
wanna
better
wear helmet,
version
Carlos?
or a newer, updated version of it.
Which I think could exist.
my lucky
I would-
comb, right?
I mean, I can literally pitch you 4 different versions of this show today. And by the way, I think that one of the reasons why the show couldn't work long term at Nickelodeon was, no offense to the guy who created it, it's a little like the corniness of it and those sound effects just
getting
added.
too old.
Well, it just it created this divide between consumer and band member,
Yeah,
right? That
right.
made it seem so imaginary that you couldn't even be there.
Well, that
We
was
never
one of
grew.
the last shows of its time too.
Yes.
After
Yeah.
that, things completely
Correct.
changed format.
Well, it
so
moved
we
into-
understood that as well.
Yeah, it did. The
Realism
formats
is
changed.
definitely more of a prolific part of modern day TV.
I have some ideas.
Oh, no.
Look, we've discussed it, but I don't think we should discuss it right now.
James, I feel like you have no interest in it. That's kind of what I'm getting from this.
You know, it's not in a complete zero, but it's certainly close.
What
to
about a
that side of the
sitcom?
spectrum.
Like a fun
Like
sitcom.
look,
Sitcom hours are amazing.
don't
here's-
ruin.
Dude,
Ken
I don't
Street.
even live here, and
Here's-
I'm
here's-
considering.
What
Here's
about
my
an entourage?
criteria.
Let's
Here's
talk
politics.
Here's my
Yes,
criteria.
Entourage.
Entourage.
Based in reality.
Here's my criteria for a show. It has to be good.
And Kendall's like, I
Period.
just want to make money. I don't care what it is.
No.
As long as we're making money.
Look, the show is so important to the band.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we
Sure.
wouldn't exist as a band without the show. So they go hand in hand. My only criteria for making a new show is that it's funny and it's good. You know, like, it cannot be cheesy. It can't be bad. It can't be
It could be like
annoying.
a spin-off of Stranger Things called Stranger Danger.
You're the lead star.
I'm gonna keep this
Anyway,
mustache
So,
for the show.
I'm not trying to just make... My point is, I'm not trying to just make any show. It has to be good. So I wouldn't be interested if it was stupid.
Well, we've gotten that far. It needs to be a good show.
Yeah, call us, bro.
Let's
Call
start
us, man. We'll make it happen,
Yeah.
dude.
Do you want to write it?
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Do you think a TV show makes you lose credibility as a band, though?
Well, if it's goofy like it was, perhaps, because we've really established ourselves now as just a band. We
Exactly.
operate, we write, we produce. We're doing it. Even come see our show. Even the way that we put it together, it's just more mature.
Yeah.
But again, if it was something, see, not zero. Look at this idea. If it was something that's not this like over the top slapsticky comedy, we've done that. We did that well when we were
Yes.
young 20s. If it reflected something more mature and current, maybe it could complement it. But I don't know what that is.
I just don't think that there are any rules anymore.
There's no
like,
rules.
Like before, it was like a band can only do this, and an actor can only do this. I think now everything is so meshed; it doesn't even.
But also look at the
matter.
music we're making. It's completely different from how we were back
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
So things evolve, things move on.
I would just like to say that
Anyways, what were you going to say?
hold on, that the TV show also, it's a very complicated thing because the TV show gave us credibility as a band. So now
Well, give us
you
a lot
just
of
ha-
fan base, no question.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
how you were invented.
it's how it was invented
Right.
Big Time Rush would not have been Big Time Rush without
without the show.
And honestly, hold
Yeah.
on, I dare to say, boy bands wouldn't have come back as strong if it wasn't for the TV show. Because boy bands were left
was
and right.
dead,
It was
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
And then we had this TV show, and we brought the boy band back.
Maybe it needed to have a show to make
Some
it
of it's not
credible.
so different from the people that you saw on YouTube or TikTok who got their start off of that
Right.
and then are now doing work. So I think it's kind of the same thing.
Right.
Just a little bit
So I don't know. It is
different.
complicated. The TV show gave it credibility, and now you have to make sure that a new TV show doesn't take away credibility.
Do
So-
you think
right.
we need a TV show, bro?
No. I think there's actually a huge opening for making music the way you make music. And I think there's, outside of K-pop today, like, honestly, if Big Time Rush was invented today, I think the lane is way more clear for y'all
True.
than it was. I do think that, like, yes, the TV show was a catalyst to, yes, ushering in a new era of what it meant to be a boy band, 100%. But the lane is as open as it's ever been right now. And I do believe that you guys have an incredibly strong fan base. I also believe that your passive awareness is really high to the point where if you make good music that like hits and it just happens to be on the right playlist or on the right radio station and tap into that right person, which they're out there, you really could rekindle something with your past fan base while growing it at the same time.
Interview us after
Amen.
the summer. We got a few songs coming out. It's a couple of ideas.
Yeah. Has anyone sent you anything?
No, I'm only listening to what you've already put out, obviously, which,
Can
by
we
the
have a
way,
little jam sesh
We
after
can have a
this?
little
You can
listening
hear?
party.
Yeah, a little
Yeah, we
listening
should.
party.
Yeah.
sounds completely and totally different from what was, but not. It sounds like the right evolution, but also music that's first time in a while that's emanated directly from you guys, right? Without
Yeah.
outside perspective,
Yeah.
or the perspective is controlled, or not controlled, but curated by you. Like you're
Yeah.
not being forced to be in a
No,
room
it's
with
controlled in many long chain texts between the four of us.
We have way too many groups.
But hold on, back in the day, you know how it went down back in the day? It was, hey, here's a song
Yeah.
that so and so wrote, and it cost a bunch of money because it's so and so, and you guys have no choice, but you're gonna record it. And also, because Kendall is in this part of the episode, he has to sing this part, this part, this part, and this part, and then James will sing this part. Here's a little bit for Logan and a little bit for Carlos, and we would be like, okay.
I mean, I was fine.
Yeah, that was quite consistent.
That's literally how it went down, and then we would all get in fights with each other.
Second album was completely different. We
It's
were
cool
like,
with me,
we're
yeah.
writing the music, and then it changed
Yeah.
completely.
But sorry, let me just add this.
Yeah.
I think that's what caught Nickelodeon off guard, is that we were a hired band, a hired cast, a hired TV show. But then after the first season, the four of us were like, let's really do this. Like, why not make this more than just this? And I think that's what caught them off guard, because then we took control over, hey, we can actually sing, we can actually write, we can actually dance. And I don't think they knew what to do with it at first.
Yeah, and I remember that it actually got to a point where, second, third, fourth season, they started writing episodes that kind of reflected what we were doing now in real life. It kind of reversed. Initially, it was life reflecting art, and we go on tour because of the TV show, and then all of a sudden it's like, Scott Fellows get an idea because of some show we did in Times Square, and then write that into an episode.
Or if there was a beef, he would write an episode about the beef, in the band.
We
There
didn't
was something.
beef, guys. Come on. We
Well,
love each other.
not anything major, because obviously we're still sitting here. But he would. It was true that he would start to be like, "Oh, I heard that there was a little bit of disagreement here," and then he'd write an episode about it.
You get lunch with the writers, and then you tell them some stories, and then they come back. You're like, "Wait a second, I just told you that in confidence."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what is this about?
Do you start writing or like taking control for Elevate? Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first, and then 24/7, is that all you guys?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
more so,
There's a
yeah.
couple songs on there.
Do you
That part.
think fighting for control? I mean, one, like, obviously had to be a little scary, right? Because there is a risk involved.
How many times do they threaten to fire us?
Dude, so tell them the story about the paper.
Sign this contract or the entire project's done. That was a fun day.
Yeah, that was a very fun day.
Oh, wow. Anyways, probably shouldn't get into the details of
You
that.
can edit
but,
that out, right?
Yeah, I think we're okay. We just smooth over
So
that
so
one.
so
We're
what
good
is?
now, guys. Look, the past is the past. We spent a lot of this podcast talking about it. Maybe we stop, digging at these wounds and
Four
move on
crushing
to the
old
forever
guys
tour.
hanging out on a couch together.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I want to talk about how you're making music today. I really want to get there. But the truth is, the four of you all together in any sort of actual conversational environment has been far and few between, if ever. And even getting you guys in one room has been difficult because it's been mostly someone's here, someone's there. You need to
We
Zoom, you
live in
need
different
that.
parts of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's scattered. So having you concentrated, talking about as much as we can about what was to what is to where we're going,
And we got time, right?
vital. I think some of you have time. I don't know. What is it like even getting into a studio again? Or it's not a studio, it's a Zoom session. Do you come with ideas that have been stewing, or do you come in blank canvas
No.
and figure it out together? And who leads the creative discussion?
Well, now it is studio. We did a ton of Zoom sessions because we had to at that
Yeah.
time. But everything came together once we actually were able to get together. It's always easier when it's us four in a room because then everybody has their creative input. When I write a part or Carlos writes a part and has an idea, oftentimes we end up singing it because we're kind of writing it in our voice. So it makes the song so much easier for everybody to sound good on and feel good on. And then, Carlos had brought us to Miami. Him and Kendall had worked on another project with this guy, Mafio. This is one example. Mafio, Grammy Award-winning producer in the Latin world. And we literally spent 2 weeks in the studio all together, and we finished not only an entire Spanglish EP that we're so excited about, we finished our English EP as well. We got so much work done because we were just working together in the same room.
That was my favorite time, us working together. Was it a month ago?
Yeah.
A month ago. So we just literally for 2 weeks we rented a sick house right in Miami. So we were just totally inspired, right on the water. And every day we'd go to the studio and we'd spend from 2 to 10 or 2 to 2 in the morning and just write and record. And
That one was definitely very cush. The studio sessions that me and Kendall do whenever you guys are away are just hang out at a friend's house. That was very
yeah, that's the
very
only way I'll do it.
fancy.
Logan.
It makes
That was
it,
very
it
fancy.
makes it hard because we did do a lot of sessions, but you're right when it makes it easier to construct a song with four people when everybody's there. Because we have, all four of us have different music tastes. So if two of us are in a room combining two music tastes, and then you were stoked about a song, and then you send it to four people, they weren't there, and also it might not jive with them.
Or it doesn't
You know,
work as well.
or it doesn't work,
for
or
the
for whatever
voice.
reason.
Yeah, or like someone sings in a higher register, so then there's just only high register.
Flip side of
parts.
that though, sometimes it forces us to get out of our comfort zones.
Right.
And we've surprised each other with like, hey, I don't think I'll sound good in this part, but like, yo, that's sick.
Yeah.
So there is something good about it as well. I think the combination works great. You know, whenever we can get together, which as you pointed out, pretty sure is a slight jab to me that it's difficult because of time restrictions. It's great, you know, but when we
I live in
can-
LA. I live in LA.
we go off and still create and write music and send it in. Every once in a while, it's like, yo, this actually could be sick and it works great, even if two of us wrote it.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's a divide and conquer approach, but at the same time, when you can be in the same place,
It's
Yeah.
the easiest
It makes
Well,
it
and-
way
and most
easier.
efficient
And
way.
we've stripped away any so like for us, like if James writes a song, it's all of us. It's not like James, like that's James's song. No, that's still a big
We
time
share
Rush
everything
song.
at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like we've stripped away anything that might cause any like, well, this is my song. It's like no. Regardless, it's Big Time Rush. Everything we do is Big Time Rush. I think that's a great baseline to have when trying to.
Yeah,
do
here's some
something
advice.
like
If you're
this.
going to start a band, just split everything equally.
Yeah.
That's like literally rule number one.
great bands that are numerous people deep, like it is a challenge, but at the same time, like you all are your own colors. But when you
Right.
come together, you need to make one. But at the same time, your colors still need to be distinct and unique to you, right? When you're working together, are you writing off of production? Are you coming in with lyrical ideas? And like, I even know there was a Spanglish EP until you brought it up. Like that's
Oh yeah, sorry.
By the way, that's-
Surprise! It's a Spanglish
Yeah.
EP.
Guess
that's
what?
perfect. Like
Yeah.
that's, I mean,
That's the first time we've said that. I think it changes on like a session to session basis. Sometimes what was the other day? We came in. You had a box from Erewhon.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a rubber band, and we were putting the rubber band.
I came in. I was
and-
like, I have the production beginning idea, and I literally from Erewhon got like the lunch combo,
Yeah.
and they put a rubber band around it. And on the way to the session, I was just going, bang, bang, bang.
I was
You
like, this guy didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
And I walked in, I was like, you guys haven't heard this song yet, but it actually turned out to be really, really cool.
It's great.
Well, no, because
I'm
it's,
sure
it's not
it
done.
sounds
but,
awesome.
I bet that's.
But-
Are we calling it Erewhon?
Erewhon.
Calling it
No,
rubber
but I
band
started
sounds.
pulling on this sponsor us, Erewhon. Pulling on this rubber band, and I was like to the producer Adam, I said, "Hey, just record this real quick." And he recorded the rubber band, turned it into a synth, and then we wrote an entire song.
Was that like that time you guys were slamming doors at my house? At
Yes,
3 in the morning,
yes, exactly. And by the way,
recording
that
it for
song
Call
is
It Like I See
amazing.
It?
It is.
That song's
We got
amazing.
our first single written, so hey, that
But something
works.
like Fall, we came in with
James comes out in a
idea
robe.
for-
Can you guys stop slamming my doors?
It's like 3, look, I'm all about it, but it's 3 a.m. I'm fucking asleep.
It was also the tequila. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
part of that.
You know,
too.
tequila's been good for us, though. It's been therapeutic and inspirational. So,
But
Opens it
fall,
up.
like something like that song, we came in with like that was a little wedding jam or at least a little tune. And
We
they
called
kind
it
of built
French
around
wedding.
it. French
French
wedding
wedding.
type sound.
The one that's
door?
coming out on the 10th.
No, for the one that's
tomorrow.
coming out.
Hey, we got a song coming out tomorrow,
Right,
guys.
tomorrow.
Fall. There's a
Exactly.
great music
He's
video.
like, this
with
won't
it.
air then, but
Oh, well, then it's out already.
Fall's out.
It's called Fall. There's still a video out.
Call It Like I See It. We'll get to Fall in a sec, but Call It Like I See It. Why was that the right first single?
That's a
And
great question.
Was there a
It was
debate?
the only one.
It was
that
the
we
only
had.
one that was
No,
finished.
it wasn't the only
No,
one
that was
that was
also the
finished.
first time that we were all really together. We went to James's house. It was the first time we didn't have a Zoom session. We weren't in some,
Yeah, that was. We spent a weekend just hanging out and writing. You know, I had
Exactly.
7 people sleeping at the house, and
hanging out in the pool. Having
yeah, we
a
really
good
just
time.
enjoyed life. And because that song reflected the fun we were having. You know, it was a weekend where we literally went to a friend's party randomly at midnight one night, came back, worked on music again.
Your friend who are circus performers. That
They
was
are.
the weirdest party
Give
I've
Matt and
ever
Natalie a
been
little
to.
It was
shout out
awesome.
on this.
It was
They're
awesome.
fantastic. They have aerial stuff in their backyard.
Yeah,
Casual.
very strange
Yeah.
party.
Casual.
Chickens. I mean, all
Oh,
sorts.
yeah.
It's definitely like a circus back then.
Yeah.
But you know, look, we had some other songs that obviously were fantastic. Some of which we've released, some of which we're going to release. But this one just kind of set a tone of like, yo, this
It was
sounds
a good
new,
umbrella, like,
unique.
Yeah, song to kind of like.
It almost felt like an album opener,
Totally.
you know, where it was very, talking at the beginning of it. So we also just kind of have realized since and decided we're not going to overthink stuff the way
Right.
we used
Just
to.
put out the music.
We're just going to be putting out music. We got so much new music lined up. We're going to write so much more. Just expect a lot more because we think that that's what the fans want.
For Call It Like You See It, is it inspired by an event? Who starts the idea? Like, how does it? Or are you saying
Will came in with that track, right?
Yeah, we
The
had a
idea.
Will
producer friend
Ventrez.
come in with the track.
We were writing with Dan Burke as well, who's a great
Yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
He's also got, you maybe met Dan Burke. He's got
yeah.
20 Love is his project, really
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um,
Super talented kid.
Oh,
And that one was like a series of melodies
That one started with melodies,
that
for sure.
became words.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
So
We also worked with LG to get the first verse.
Right.
So that was a mixture of a lot.
Group
Well,
effort.
we're listening to some older stuff too. We're listening to like Bee Gees, listen to a lot of Daft Punk, and just kind of like, I don't know. There's some of those older bands really kind of inspire. Not that Daft Punk is so old.
We don't
but-
talk about Bruno. That's a big inspiration.
Love that song.
Mhm.
Encanto.
That's a great. That's an amazing movie. Yeah.
it's great. Does this set a sonic tone for what's to come?
No,
Nope.
No.
I think in some
It's
ways,
just a tone.
with all four of us, there is like there is like a certain thread. And
We
I
are
think it's all
finding a
four of
kind of a
us.
sonic balance vocally that we never
Right.
had before. I do think that this music, we all sound more in sync, and pardon the pun, than we did before. And I think it's because we're specifically going out of our way to have like a single vocal producer, the same mixers when we can, and it just
And we're still exploring. I mean, the
yeah.
fact of the matter is we're still kind of exploring, seeing what fits.
How do you divide vocals now compared to before?
It's still a challenge.
Still a challenge.
That's probably the most difficult part about being in a group with 4 singers. You know, so we do our best to look at the projects as a whole, and if somebody's not singing enough on one, well, maybe they take a back seat, but they got to make sure you got some lead parts on another. But truthfully, we also think about it from a stage perspective, because we plan on playing all these songs live. You have to have your moment.
And we've always kind of done that.
Yeah.
Stage has been such like the biggest thing for us.
Well, look,
We've
here-
always wanted to say like, how is it going to look on stage? How's it going to sound?
I think that saying it's a challenge is the best way to look at it, because if it's a problem, then it's a problem. But it's it's a challenge. It's something that we have to work on. It's an evolution every time we do a song, and everybody. I mean, I think the most important thing is that everybody wants to feel good, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the band wants everyone to feel good. So it's just a challenge. Each one is different because it depends on, like some of the Spanglish stuff we're doing. We have like Mafio featuring on a majority of the song, so that means there's less singing parts. So then we have to get really particular about the singing parts. And then if we're doing something with somebody else and they're doing the whole chorus and it's not us, then there's less parts.
So we're hoping this is going to be 5
Right.
songs out of 500 that we write together.
Right.
So you're not so precious.
The
It's
more the
about,
merrier.
Does it sound good? What's best for the
Yeah.
song? And work through it.
What's the hardest part about doing this on your own?
I think it's been assembling the team, and we've been so lucky to have assembled at this point a really fantastic team. But when we had to learn what we didn't know about running a business, about everything from distribution and the music and then the merch stuff. And I mean, now it's starting to move. Now we put in a solid couple years of work to build this business and figure it out.
Mhm.
But it's been a learning curve.
Well, and the fans have truly like this has all happened because of the fans. Because I can tell you, from the beginning, we were all ready to put in our own money to make this happen. Because making music costs money. And
Totally.
studio time, producer fees, like all that stuff costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Trips to my
And it trips to Miami to do.
Erewhon.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
But-
Posting
yeah,
it
but
is
it all-
unreal.
It all costs money, and in the beginning, we have, again, like James said, assembled a great team, and their ideas were, hey, listen, let's see, if the fans really want this. So we started putting out like a little merch thing here, the tours, the those 2 shows, and because of all that, it was able to fund all of this. So it's really cool that this has literally been like a grassroots thing.
Not to mention, it makes us that much more excited to get back out there and really
Yeah.
show them what we've been working on.
Right.
This has to be like empowering. Like you officially own
It's-
something
it's
that
cool.
was yours but really wasn't
Yeah.
for
Sure.
many, many,
Well,
many
we
years.
put in all the blood, sweat, and tears to build it, but yeah, we didn't own it. So this is a unique situation. Some other bands and New Kids had a similar situation where they bought their rights entirely
For nothing, though.
for nothing.
I would have loved that.
Well,
I mean, a little
I
different.
don't know if that's probably not public
But
knowledge.
there's-
Okay, well,
it's
cut that
known
part out.
They're running their own stuff. You can edit if it's not. But truthfully, I think we're in a unique position that we were, we took, again, had a dream, and took the initiative and kind of gave it a shot and figured it out.
Whose idea was it to do a Spanglish EP?
Carlos really set us up for that one.
We've had tons of success in Latin and South America.
Yeah.
So I think that we all wanted to do something in the Spanglish world. And I had met this producer, Mafio, who is just incredible back in the day. And I've been trying to push like, hey guys, let's totally work with him. So I got Kendall to Miami to work on another project. And then two of us came back and we were like, you guys, we have to do this.
You should have seen these FaceTimes trying to FaceTime Logan, and Carlos and I were like, dude, this is so
Not until
sick.
you get there,
And he's on the FaceTime and he's like, that's great, guys. I'm happy for you, And I'm like, we should all come down. He's like, yeah, maybe. I don't know, And,
There's
and
a lot
then
of tequila consumed.
That
Right,
and Cafecitos, and
Oh
I'm
my
like, no
gosh,
wonder you
the
guys are
Cafecitos.
having such
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
time.
Caffeine
little Cuban,
and alcohol.
little Cuban
Yeah.
coffees.
Dude, Cuban coffees, Have you ever had one?
No.
Cafecito.
It's
so
like
good.
20 coffees in one.
But it's only
20
this
coffees
big,
and
so you
20
feel
grams
like
of
you haven't
sugar.
had that
Ooh.
much. You
Yeah.
have a bunch of them.
They're dangerous.
And like in the studio, like every 2 hours, they'll come in with a little tray, like, okay, cafecito, and you're like, oh, okay.
They listen. They listen to the EP. It's like.
Yeah,
you
we're
guys are really
averaging
going.
about 180 BPM per song.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way, is this the first time you guys have done anything in Spanish?
Technically, yes. We haven't released.
There was a world.
anything.
Did we ever
We had
put
a
that one out?
worldwide thing,
We
but
we did it once in Mexico, I think.
But
we're
it was
live.
never,
We've
like,
done a
actually
couple things
recorded.
live,
No,
but
no.
we've never actually.
Honestly,
released.
we were also just kicking ourselves going, we have so much success down here and so many fans that love to hear us speak Spanish. Why have we not
They've been
done this
asking
before?
for years.
I mean,
So this was
Yeah.
the time
Name
to do it.
another boy band, American boy band, that has done a dedicated Spanglish EP.
I can't.
You got Logan out here going, "Ay que rico sabe."
You're gonna hear some good Spanish.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
good.
speak Spanish? All
I'm
you
a quarter
guys?
Spanish, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know you're not the only
We
one.
we do a Duolingo, right?
I actually am. I'm 30
Well,
days
first
into
of all, Carlos speaks Spanish.
Well,
I don't know why he does
fluently.
this. He speaks Spanish.
Right.
I speak conversationally.
I speak
especially with tequila.
LA Spanish,
Some barely.
Southern California Spanish. Hey, it's more than you might think.
It's enough.
And the other thing is my
Move
pronunciation
around.
is really good. Not that I know what I'm saying, but I'm really good at mimicking.
Dude, after 2 weeks
Yeah.
in Miami, this guy was darker than me, and like everything he was saying was like this, and I'm like, why are you talking like
He
that?
replied to me on text, and I was like, "Well, how did everything go?" He was like, "Bueno, baby." I'm like, "Who are you right now?"
No, we were in the
Then
car.
us Latinos got to
No,
stick together.
we were
man.
in the
Come
car.
on.
He was like he had road rage, but he was talking in like a Spanish accent. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, man.
It's
There's,
infectious.
when is this EP coming?
Probably top of next year.
Well, we're actually going to tease 1 or 2 songs this summer. We're going to release 1 or
Yes,
2
if
to
you come
start
to
it
the
off.
shows, you're gonna
Yeah.
hear.
Oh, and then end of July.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
expect a couple of English and a couple of Spanglish songs throughout the summer.
You know, the hardest part of doing it ourselves this time is keeping track of everything. Because
also
it's like,
making
making all
deadlines.
these
Yeah.
different decisions. Like, literally everything from the smallest little thing to the biggest thing is coming through a group text.
Well, we've had to split the
That's
artist mind with the
And
business
it's
mind, and that's been
So hard sometimes. To
Yeah.
keep track, we have group text for choreography, we have group text for merch, we have group text for touring, we have group text for
wardrobe.
the band and management, we have group text for just the band.
It's too many.
It's a lot.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And it's
fun.
all
I'm just
you.
saying it's hard to keep track of sometimes. But
It's
fun.
has to be exciting.
yeah.
Other
very
people
exciting.
like, guys, I have group text for free, so.
Right.
Wham,
We're
wham.
also
No, I'm
not
not
control
complaining,
freaks
it's
in
a
that
lot.
way. We kind of need to make sure that we manage.
I mean,
all the
for
pieces of it.
this merch for the tour, we have gone through 5 different iterations.
Wow.
And 3 different
They,
companies.
they probably hate us, but we are very specific, and we want to give our fans the best that we can offer.
It looks amazing, and boy, does it.
So just so you know,
Oh,
if you
feels
go to a
so
show
nice.
and you are looking at the merchandise, you go, I wonder how involved these guys are in this stuff. It's like
Very.
almost too much. Like we're very involved.
We're going to be out there and be like, does it fit well?
It's good.
Very
it really
particular
helps in all
about
the right places.
Yeah.
There's songs that the fans have asked for that like were featured in the show, were featured real
Let me
brief,
stop you right there. We're going to deliver them.
We're gonna
Okay.
deliver.
like epic.
Maybe not that one.
Again,
Hold on, how did
Maybe not
that
that
one
one.
even
I
go?
wrote Epic.
Wait, I don't even
This is
remember
my
how.
big night.
obviously, it wasn't that epic. So
Oh wait, didn't we release that like just in
It was,
the,
you know, it was a Europe,
the
the
UK?
German,
The
the German out. We had a specific one out in Europe.
That's
Yes,
right.
that is
So it
correct.
is available technically.
But
It's
also, that was a
in
huge
Europe.
producer. Like, we should maybe redo that one. But we've had discussions
Epic
about
is a
other
dated
songs.
term.
In fact, we're throwing
It
in
is.
1 or 2 on
Not
a
as
live
epic
show
as it
we've
used to be.
reproduced that people have been asking for. I don't want to give away any secrets
like
here.
paralyzed.
But maybe it's paralyzed.
Just paralyzed.
And just to, set expectations, it is definitely not epic.
Yeah.
It's not epic.
No. But Love Me Again
Okay,
We
cool.
play
That's on my
Stuck.
list.
With the
Never
original
released that
lyrics.
one.
with the OG lyrics that Nickelodeon made us change.
Oh.
Because we said, I want to touch you like I did before, and
Yeah.
now we said I have to hold you like I did before, so we took it back.
Holding involves touching.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Fun story though.
I mean, that's just a
so,
fact.
So they make us change the lyrics. We're not happy about it. We were in Argentina on tour, so we literally got my camera and we shot a 1-shot video as we waited for the elevator in our hotel,
Oh, that's right.
holding this thing right and just shooting
I remember that
Yeah,
little
like
blast shot.
iPhone
I'm just
1
like,
or 2.
a 1-shot video with the original song with the original lyrics, and we uploaded it to YouTube. And we're like, we're putting the original one up, and that one has way more views. Than
That's pretty baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost got fired for it, but yeah. It's cool.
No, but that might have been
It
one of
was
the
worth it.
one of the first few times that we were like, why are you like? It's not that bad. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Take control.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember all the lyrics, but I just know that "Touch" was one that got.
Well, actually, in
Yes.
Amazing, I almost said we should do the original lyric. It was got that sex appeal, instead of this is just unreal, and that was.
You know
too
what's
sexy
funny
to say
is that
sex
now it's like these guys are like rolling their eyes because the people who come in here and do interviews, their lyrics are
Oh,
way
they're crazy.
Oh.
crazier.
But I know standards and practices at Nickelodeon,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they go through a whole different criteria and.
He's like sex appeal. I saw your face. You're like,
we
is that
just
bad?
had someone in here who had a song called "Masturbation Song."
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh, role models.
Well, yeah, we're in a different generation now.
Yeah.
Where I think it really is about shock value at this point. Everybody said everything, and so it's getting to the point where it's even less about creativity, all due respect. And there's a lot of songs that are coming out just because they have the F word 17 times in it 'cause it was a challenge on TikTok. And it's like this kind of shock value thing that is all good, but that's certainly never been our brand.
But masturbation song, you never know. Big
Yeah.
Time Rush
Yeah,
covered that
yeah.
song, you just never know.
Your live.
We've got a
show-
lot of experience.
Wow. Kendall certainly does.
Thank you guys so much for the interview.
He is a master debater. Let me tell you that much.
There you go.
Your live show is unlike it. Like your live show is crazy. I remember very. Do you remember? I mean, of course you remember.
Love that segue.
Yeah.
Do you
We're not
remember
going to
you
cover Kendall's OnlyFans account coming up here. There's a live show that's even more crazy.
Are the trampolines going to make a comeback this summer?
We wanted to. They're just so expensive.
Insurance is outrageous.
Well, yeah.
I'm not so sure Kendall's back and legs can take
Yeah,
it.
I don't know why your back is hurting. Logan,
That is true. That is true.
Logan's back is hurting like the last 2 days. I have a chronic issue. Okay, let's not make fun of people.
It's called getting old, bro.
Yeah, all have it. I'm chronically getting older.
I'm not gonna lie though, every time we choreograph me throwing a backflip, it's usually Logan and I just kind of go like, when will it be enough?
Yeah, when do we stop?
When do I need to stop proving that I can do this shit? 'Cause
It's like your party trick.
It is.
I can do a backflip.
yeah, every time I worry about my back and my knees, it's like one day it's gonna give out.
Well, you got a little bit more weight turning around in the air.
I do.
I'm like,
These legs, man. I put on some size during quarantine. It's a lot harder.
I know, bro.
these ribs. Wow, James.
He's busting out
I'm
of his
telling you,
jeans.
it's a lot more weight to get over my head. That's scary.
James, come on. Come on.
Why don't you retire the backflips? Or are they that important?
No, they're not. Why
Well, but
don't
then
retire them?
I'm gonna feel old.
Listen,
right?
we don't have
the day that I
trampolines.
actually stop.
They have
You're
to
like,
backflip.
wait a second.
I gotta prove it to myself.
It's true.
I will say from what we know, because we haven't seen it in person yet. Our stage is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
the renderings look great.
It's amazing.
When will you? When you like? You're in rehearsals now, but like,
Right.
is there going to be a stage of rehearsals where you actually get to
We're
perform on
building
stage?
a mock stage next week. We don't have the height for it to be the appropriate height,
Yeah.
but the width and dimensions will be about the
But
same.
in DC, we'll have the full
yeah,
stage.
then we
have, like,
stage it
these
with
3 or 4
days
days
with
for it,
everything, lighting, tech, that whole thing.
which is
Yeah.
going to be needed.
Tech rehearsal.
I mean, believe it or not, like it's and now especially more than ever, like it's expensive to go on tour.
Oh yeah, and
Like,
also like
things-
everybody, you're competing with a lot of people for crew. and
Everybody's
for equipment.
touring,
Do you
so
know-
able to tour.
Do you know just to have
And
a
gas
screen?
alone is twice what it should be.
I was gonna say that. Just to have a screen, and we don't have any screens, but just like one basic screen package on the back, it's $1 million for a couple months.
Wow.
$1 million. It's like
$1 billion.
And then you got to figure out how to move it. And
well, I mean, but
do you
that's
have,
like
a
a
semi with you?
truck. Oh yeah, I mean
That is the cost.
Yeah, it's all together.
Altogether,
a
and then
truck,
there's more
people, crew, this.
But I'm happy we don't have a screen this time. I mean,
Yeah.
we have so much stuff going on stage.
Well, we
It's
have a
4 of
lot
us,
of
like
other-
it's
It's gonna
be
look good.
spectacular.
We had to be more creative on like other things, but like what's cool is that you can spend not as much and get a lot more visually than just a screen. So
Yeah, look, Logan and I are throwing backflips. What more do you want? All right.
and we're
Come,
listen,
you never
we're
know.
paying
You may
them
not land the backflip.
$1.25 a backflip. You know?
Well, the other thing-
That's the day I'll stop. Something catastrophic happens.
Stop.
So it might be the show you show up at, guys. If you haven't bought tickets, let this encourage you. It's like NASCAR. You don't go to watch that.
Whatever happened to James? I don't know. We never
You
saw
want
him
for
again.
risk.
That's terrible.
No, but like honestly,
NASCAR fans hate Big Time Rush.
It's a known fact.
no, you all moved like I've never seen another group move on stage. Truly, the choreography, obviously, but like the physicality of the show. Like I remember very vividly PNC Bank Arts Center. It was
Yeah.
Victoria Justice,
Yeah.
Big Time Rush tour era, and like at one point you're out in the middle of the freaking fields and the amphitheater, and the running and it's
Yeah,
crazy.
we said we were gonna tone it down. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Honestly, we constantly try and be like, maybe we'll make it a little less strenuous, but the truth is that's part of what we do best.
Yeah.
Entertain on stage. And so we can't stand still to save our lives. And we'll be running around, dancing, moving a lot, keeping
Headset
the energy
mics?
high.
No.
We prefer regular handheld mics,
Cool.
but we move our choreography around where we just do it one-sided or we switch.
You remember those though?
They
Of course.
sound better. The headset stuff it rarely sounds the way that it should because you can't control the distance.
Yeah,
Not only that, but
Brittany and
truthfully,
Mark.
it's kind of annoying. Like it
I don't
doesn't
want
feel good.
You got to wear the tape on it. Like, I don't know.
They don't pick up the sound as well.
How was that first rehearsal a couple months ago when you guys were practicing for the first shows? Did it
For
go
the
well?
first ones, it was
That
really
was
hard.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Well, we had to put together an entire show we hadn't done in 8 years in 2 weeks.
Yeah, or no less
Or
than that. It was like 10 days.
Yeah, no, something. It was extremely stressful. Not gonna lie. But having said that, I'm so glad that we did it. Not only to play the shows, but now going into
It's
rehearsal
helped us
last
so
week,
much.
we're not starting from scratch, and that has been such a blessing.
Totally.
Yeah, and we're doing something like 25 or 26 songs. Like it's
a
like
lot.
it's like an hour and a half, hour 45 show.
At least it might
yeah,
end
it
up.
might be
With the
more.
way we talk, it might end up being 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe we cut one of those songs. Just throw that out.
Epic.
Cut a song we actually were gonna play.
Right.
How are you putting together the set list? Are obviously curating from the past? And
Well,
We've included a lot of requests from fans. They don't know it quite yet because they don't know the set list, but we're seeing what we see on Twitter and IG and TikTok. And then it's been a nice balance of, hey, we got some new music we're going to play. We're going to play some unheard music. And then, of course, we're going to take our favorites of the old songs and reproduce them. We're going to play them. They're going to sound fresh.
Are you guys adding any solo music to this, doing your solo projects?
Not
Not
on
for
this
this
one.
one. No, we thought it was important to kind of keep the band together.
We talked about it, but it just was like
We have so much music to play. Did I whistle when I said that? I think I whistled. We have so much music to play that, maybe in the future, we're definitely not ruling that out, but we want to give the fans proper Big Time Rush.
Yes,
this is we're not planning on this being our only tour.
Yeah.
Like we want
Oh, yeah.
to tour for a while.
Also, I got a solo song that I'm working on called Hollywood Has Been. I'm not exactly sure it would fly with the Big Time Rush set.
Yeah, but it's nice to get that plug in anyways. Hollywood Has Been coming out.
Coming out unknown date
2032.
2032.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Well, the song is
about my
like 3.5
next-
years old, so I don't know if it's coming out anytime soon.
It may never come out.
It may never come
My next single.
Are you going to eventually go back and re-record and re-release records?
We talked about it.
We've talked about it. It's kind of a contractual.
We just don't know how that exactly works.
We're figuring it out.
Got it.
Yeah.
Also, the new music is taking over our lives. Like,
Yeah.
we're so excited about what we're making now that we kind of are not even, I don't know, paying attention so much to the.
Yeah, we don't have the
The old
time, if we're being honest.
But that's the right way to be. Again, like I think there's a massive lane that is as wide as the day is long.
Totally.
So like go for it.
Yeah.
Like really, truly.
You are
Is
such
this
a
a
poet.
summertime day?
He's wise
or-
beyond his years.
You're
But
so
I-
wise.
I'm being honest. Like, but am I wrong? Like, think
No, you're
about
not
it.
wrong.
No, you're totally right.
The other artists that are in your lane are mostly K-pop artists that are creating a different sound, that craft a different experience. But I do think that like what you guys represent have some similarities, and I do think that like the building blocks of a K-pop group do apply here, which is what I said before, which is you're all your own individual color, but when you come together, you make something
Do
amazing.
you want to start a record label?
Yeah, do you want to get signed eventually? Like, what's the like? Do you care to do that?
We don't care
it's
to.
scary.
Look, if and when it makes sense, we're obviously not opposed to it, but we're in a really awesome, lucky position where we don't have
Right.
to right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how many artists can go on a 44-date tour, sell 300,000 tickets,
Unsigned.
and not have a
Yeah.
label?
when you know
Few.
better than most people, having 800 cooks in the kitchen doesn't make your life
Four
easy.
is too
We
many
went through that for
already.
so long. So as cool as any label might be, it's going to be X amount of more people throwing
Yes.
in opinions on everything.
And
It's
we've
more
been having
difficult.
so much fun. We didn't want to ruin that the first time out.
And by the way, you saying that gave me goosebumps because the truth is like they can ruin it real easy.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I've thought about this far too many times. We all have. So many people, you know, think of the execs, the suits that show up to either a music session or a photo shoot. There's 3 executives there, right? The photo might be perfect, the song might be perfect, but if none of them make a change, why are they there? What are they getting paid to do? So they have to do something. So they're changing things that need not be changed just to do something.
need not be changed.
No, but
It's
we've
just-
heard
it's
the
like,
horror
you
stories
know.
of like, Beyonce trying to release a record that she was super passionate about, but they can't because they want to go with something else. I mean, we really wanted this to be our own thing.
Oh, so
starting out.
this makes me think of this new revolution of artists saying that they really want to release a song, but they can't because the label says it needs to go viral on TikTok first, and then that TikTok goes viral and achieves the same goal. And then it's happened a few times now where I'm starting to think, is this the strategy? Say that, like, we should probably just say that our label won't let us release a song.
Yeah, I know, that's
Even
all
though we
it
don't
goes
have a
to.
label, be like, our label won't let us release this, and then it goes viral on TikTok, and then that's the thing.
Yeah, but hold
then
on.
we'll sign
I'm kidding,
It's-
obviously.
It's
but
such crap though. Look at all these like publicity teams. They're like, okay, great. Here's my idea. Make a TikTok and let's hope it goes viral. I'm like, what?
that's
What
the
is-
answer.
What is your job? Your job is to get it out there, not to make a TikTok and hope that it goes viral.
Their relevancy, executives in that stature matter less and less with every passing day. And the more democratized media becomes, their job has been about relationships with the gatekeepers.
Okay.
And when there are no more gates to be kept, because everybody has the ability to tend to those fields.
Algorithmically based at this point.
Somehow it still feels like there is gates.
Well, there's
there are
definitely
gates. Is that the right way
Playola.
to say it?
Well, there is
honest,
like I think like and here's the deal like why there's so many reasons why I think you guys are going to thrive and really have more hits, frankly, than I think you've ever had. Like at this point in your career and moving forward, and you've had incredible records. Like really, truly, like even preparing, listening back to songs that like really were such a big part of my day-to-day soundtrack back in the day has been such a joy.
Were we your childhood?
You were my childhood, bro.
I remember when you were quote unquote a child. So
No, you say nice things about us currently. Go ahead.
No, but like you have the ability to like there are gates, but I think the gates that you need to climb over are easier today for you to do it than ever before, and I think you guys doing it on your own allows you flexibility and freedom to conquer that shit without anybody else's agenda to get in the way. And I think that is priority because like if you're at a label, you are victim to every other executive's agenda and every other passion project that they have attached to themselves, plus the superstars that are on top of that are already guaranteed placement. So you have a lot of opportunity to like really fuck shit up proper.
Right.
And the right playlist looks can change your entire life
Absolutely.
because people already know you, you know?
That's
So
beautiful. That's
the right music and the
I
right
love that.
playlist.
Amen.
All that being said, hey, follow us on TikTok at Big Time Rush. If you don't mind, let's get those numbers up, guys.
Fall. Great song out now. Tell us about it.
Oh, nice. I like
There you
it.
go.
Well, I gotta say that. So the song is very catchy and just felt like a great way to start this next phase of
Summer,
music
yeah.
and summer off. We got, like I said, a bunch more music coming out. But then the music video, we kind of were surprised by because we had this plan to shoot a music video. Our guy Aaron, who does our digital content, was with us in Miami, and we didn't have the time. We never got around to like shooting what we thought was going to be the hero shot of this video. So we thought, man, too bad. We're gonna have to figure this out later. Then he sends us a cut. Like 2 weeks after Miami, he goes, yo, check out this music video I made. And it was 90% done. We were like, how did you, he put, from just filming all behind the scenes, he just put together this idea in his head, didn't tell us about it, and sent us this. So basically all we had to do is go and throw in a couple performance shots, and the thing was done. So props to Aaron. It's one of my favorite videos we've done.
Also,
And it was
there's
so
an
organic.
Easter egg in this song that when it was being written, we had just found out about so it was a possibility that we were going to play Madison Square Garden, and then we found out in the session that we booked it. And so in the song it says "Selling Out the Garden."
The first line is "She brings out the flavor, no MSG. Selling out the garden, she's a VIP."
Oh, that's great.
Right? And
we're gonna play
when
at
that
a
show
sold-out
comes
show in the
around,
garden.
it will be sold out.
Sick.
So we're pretty stoked about that.
It worked. Otherwise, we wouldn't look like idiots.
Yeah, it would look pretty
But-
stupid.
Hey, that's
But it worked out.
positive
When is-
projection. Put it
Exactly.
out there.
When is this airing?
Yeah, manifestation, that's proper. Next week.
No, next week. Okay, cool.
Oh, it's going to air audio tomorrow, so this will air with the song on the show.
Oh, so the song is out now, huh?
Yeah,
but
It's
it'll
out
be-
today.
I picked
You
up on it.
You'd like it though.
It's
It's a
phenomenal.
little Palm Springs
Yeah, it's
jammer.
fun.
It's a little elevator music.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
part?
Maybe you have an Aperol
Yeah, so
The
Spritz.
part where you
listen
talk
to.
about like Madison Square Garden, it's just so amazing.
That's not He loves it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I was thinking when you guys have always wanted to perform at Madison Square Garden, is there like a song you've always envisioned yourselves like singing there in front of a sold out crowd?
I mean, fall could be one of them.
I don't know.
It's gotta be one.
Dude, the one that comes out on MSG, I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
one's gonna be. Just
We also have a
like-
song coming out that
Is
day.
that now you know?
Right.
I mean, I think it's fine.
This is a perfect place to announce it. We have a song coming out on June 30th as well.
What's it called, Kendall?
Oh, wow, can we talk about that? Yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter. There's no
We can
rules.
do
We don't
whatever
have
we
any
want.
limits.
It's
Wait, hold on. Our label needs us to get a viral TikTok before we can
I was
talk
gonna
about
say,
it.
Our label just want to release this, but it's called Honey. If you guys want to hear it,
By our
it's
label, we
called
just made
Honey.
our manager Leo was over there going, "What the?"
It's alright, Leor.
He's just shaking
School
his head
buddy.
down there.
But isn't that crazy that you can make these decisions?
Yeah, it is
yourself?
kinda
Yeah, we
nice.
can't get fired
Immediately,
tomorrow,
right here, we're like, wait a minute, should we say that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Whatever.
Let me consult with the label. The four of you.
Yes. Yeah, dude,
There's no rules.
we're the
anymore.
label, guys.
Yeah, actually, technically,
Hey,
we
should we
are.
sign some other artists to us?
Do you have any music? Eugene?
Honestly,
I tapped in.
You guys
so
have
I'm
any
sorry.
music?
Do you rap, bro?
I can rap.
I love it.
I can't rap.
I love it.
You don't want that.
He's like, I'd like to see you wiggle wiggle.
By the way, you should really go see Big Time Rush on tour. There's a link in the description below. Also, a link to all their music at all the DSPs. But really, listen to them on Amazon Music. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you for that.
His auctioneer voice came out. It's like, and go see them. They got a song coming out never tomorrow and again on June 10th.
Nice.
Watching you guys be free and be able to do your own thing is really awesome. And I imagine that it is scary, but it also has to be relieving, right?
Right.
Well, it was more scary before we knew it was going to happen. And back to the beginning of this conversation, we had high hopes, but we've exceeded expectations every step of the way, and
Now
that's
we're
because
just
of the
finally having
fans.
fun.
Yeah.
We just want to say thank you. This is more fun, I think, than we had before,
Yeah.
and we want to keep it going.
Just to put it into perspective, the first photo shoot we ever did, they made us all wear boots. Like, they made us wear boots.
I didn't mind.
Kendall had a meltdown because he only wanted to wear Vans.
I didn't have a meltdown. They melted down. I just said very firmly that I wear Vans,
And that's all.
and that's it.
I wear Vans.
Ironically,
But-
he's wearing boots right now.
but-
For those of you guys
Hold on.
audio
That's-
only.
That's what reminded me. We literally, they like
Which I
from
got
day one.
from a photo shoot.
Day one, they told us that we had to wear boots, and now we're here and we can literally do whatever we
And
want.
I can wear boots if I
we
want to.
All right.
Those boots were made for walking.
I don't know what those boots were made for. But
No, they're not made for walking. These are so uncomfortable.
Are you gonna dance in them?
No, I brought regular shoes.
So you
Kendall.
just,
wanna
you
get
just
dressed
wore
up for
them.
you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Hey, do they loosen up at all?
Well,
I mean,
these are
eventually,
vegan ones,
yeah.
so they're pretty loose.
Okay.
We gotta wear them in.
I don't know if these ones are
break
or
'em in.
aren't. They certainly don't feel like real leather.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway.
We digress.
Tour. You're going on the road with Dixie D'Amelio.
Yes.
They are, and then
And-
the last part of it is going to be Spencer Sutherland.
Oh,
We just
he's
shout out him.
so talented.
Isn't he?
So good.
Yeah, he's a good buddy.
Wow. And you guys get to pick your own openers, right? You
Right.
curated this
Yeah.
yourself?
Right.
We literally asked Dixie after we met her at Jingle Ball. We're like, "Hey, would you ever consider this?" And that's how it started.
She was a fan of us, so she was coming off the stage. We were going on, and she had like a moment of like, "Can we have a photo?"
I know
I'm so
you.
sorry. Yeah,
We're like, we know
Hi.
you
We're
too.
like, yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
So we took a photo with her, and then later on, James did a little
Did a Facebook chat with
yeah.
her.
And then he was like, "Hey, would you think about opening?" And she was like,
Yeah, I threw that in the conversation just casually. It was like, hey, you could open for us.
But she has
And
a lot
then it
of
happened.
music coming out. It's perfect timing. Like it's.
We've
it's gonna
got
be a lot of fun.
Dixie for first 26 shows and Spencer for the last 18.
Spencer's very talented. He has new music coming too, so it works
Yeah.
out perfectly.
You get to use your community that you built, bring in new artists, bring in artists that you believe in, bring in artists that you want to be on the road with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a valuable slot to give to somebody. And that's your power.
Well,
Again,
we'd like
we
to
should
think so,
sign
yeah.
some new artists, Carlos.
"I was just about to say,
Let's bring it
Should we
back to
sign
we have a
somebody?
management company we're building called
Yeah.
BTR Management.
yeah."
It's very.
Maybe.
Gustavo is going to be one of the key executives.
We're gonna call it
Ruin
Rock
this.
Records.
All right.
It started off good. I was excited. Now excitement back to
We're gonna
zero.
call it
Here's
Rock
100% full blown zero.
Dude, you know what?
That's not a bad name.
That's not a bad
Rock
idea.
Records.
Rock Records, and just
Okay.
throw it back to the show.
And I'm done.
All right, big time
Seriously,
rush.
go see
Pop
Big Time
Rock.
Rush on tour. Link in the
Go Pop
description.
Rock Records, actually.
You're onto something here.
I bet you
Pop
people would
Rocks
be
Records.
proud. Like, if we signed some dope artists, they'd be like, "Yo, I'm on Rock Records." They'd be like, "Sick."
I'm telling you, I have an idea for a TV show.
We're gonna get sued by Nickelodeon for
Okay.
that one. Let's talk about it after.
Let's go.
Big
Big
time
Time
records.
everybody.
Big time records isn't a terrible name.
That's true.
It works for everything, bro. It was the name of every episode.
Yeah.
Big Time.
We should
Beach
do
Party.
like
Listen,
you could do big time
next
soap,
time you're on iTunes,
You
go to
know?
one of our songs and just look on the bottom for the little.
like the new ones, the new songs.
No,
Look at what the label's
The label.
under.
Yeah.
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 You'll see.
Just go look at what we put under there.
I want to get. That's fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to give you
That's
fun.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I'll take it.
Oh my
The
god.
acronym's still BTR, but it's not Big Time Rush.
I appreciate you guys taking the time and energy
You
today.
appreciate
Dude,
it.
so great
Oh,
to see
what?
you, man.
You guys are
Come
the
back
best.
for
I
album-
see it right now. It's bought the rights.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
It's not bad.
Literally
Come
the
on.
name of the label we created.
It's not bad.
That's baller.
Yeah.
You guys are your own bosses, and that's fucking amazing. And I'm so excited for this next chapter and new era of your music. Really,
man.
God,
Thanks, bro.
it's really
And
good to
congrats
have
on all
this
your
together.
continued
Yes,
success.
well,
man.
you guys
See
are killing
hustling
it.
and-
It's all a facade. I really appreciate
It literally is all a facade.
There was a
That's
fake bathroom
we know.
downstairs.
That's true.
It's all a facade right now, but it will be a real facade soon.
Yeah, it is. Thanks so much, everybody.
We're so proud of you. Thank you.
Yes.